I jumped the gun. It was not time to roll that clip, was it? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the week. The camera's a little off, whatever. Welcome to the Weekend Preview. Today is Sunday, June 19th, 2016. I'm Darkside Phil. We've got an eventful week coming up. I obviously want to recap for everyone what's happened this past week because this past week ended up being a little bit different than I originally planned because of some schedule shifting, and that's actually going to affect tomorrow's schedule. We've got 2 new game releases to check out this week, which means potential new reviews and stuff coming out. There's going to be a lot going on, so let's talk turkey. Since I am finally fully here for the entire week in its entirety, you know, doing a full time after having that time off a couple weeks ago. Now I'm finally here with a normal schedule. We're out of the E3 shift and all of that. All right, so first of all, this past week was pretty much half about E3 and half about kind of finishing up other stuff. I covered all the major E3 press conferences, and all of those videos are right here on the King of Hate vlogs. Thank you to those of you who checked them out. They got exceptional viewership. I didn't think it would even do that well on the King of Hate vlog, so I want to say thank you to those who did check them out. That's really freaking awesome, okay? In addition, I also created a top 10 worst things and top 10 best things, 2 separate countdowns of E3 2016. Those are over on my KO Gaming channel, which is youtube.com/KO Gaming 1. So if you haven't yet checked those out, I strongly recommend you do. It's the very first countdown series I've ever done for that channel. At least with the worst video, people seem to like it. The best video, I literally just released a couple hours ago, so we have to see, you know, what's going to happen. But so far, so good. People seem to be liking everything I'm doing on that channel. Even now, the new countdown series seems to be doing pretty good. So all I can say is 2 thumbs up. Thanks for everyone for checking out all that stuff that I've been working on for you. All right? Now, in addition, this week, I continued on with The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine DLC, and I also did a session of Persona 3. Yesterday, I actually had opportunity to sit down and play some Overwatch for the first time in almost a month. So it was a wide variety of stuff going on this week with the time that I had. This coming week's going to be a lot more ordinary. You're not going to see this more outside-the-box weird stuff going on. It's going to be more gameplay sessions every day. Yes, there'll be some vlogging, and there'll also be some reviews and stuff coming out, so allow me to explain. Tonight, right now, I'm doing the weekend preview, and then I have some patron stuff to work on. In fact, just before I started recording this video, I announced on Twitter the new announcement, the patron goal for June 2016. I know it's the 19th of the month, and I'm just announcing the goal. Sorry about that. I knew that was going to happen with my parents' visit. It's been announced. It's called the Gotta Go Fast Marathon. All right? The way it's going to work is if we hit the patron funding, we'll point right over here to my Patreon so you know what I'm talking about. If we hit the level of funding for this month, the goal that I have every month, in either late July or early August, I'm going to be doing a Sonic the Hedgehog marathon. Now, the kind of marathon I'm going to leave in the hands of the patrons. They're actually going to be voting on 3 completely separate events that I can do. The first event will be a marathon of Sonic 1 through 3, which I'll play on the Xbox 360. They actually all released on the Xbox 360 digitally, and I actually own 1 and 2 already. And if I beat those on stream, then I'll go on to 3, and that'll be one big mini marathon stream, similar to all the other marathons that I've done in the past. Number 2, Sonic Adventure. I played Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast when it launched. I loved the game, even though admittedly it had flaws. It had things that were annoying and issues. So I think if I did a playthrough of that, it would be a unique mix of kind of nostalgia, but also frustration at the outdated gameplay of the game. But I really like Sonic Adventure, so that could be an awesome marathon to see me play through that entire game in one sitting, right? Or the third marathon, and I don't know which one people are going to vote for, but this one, Sonic 2006. That's right, the game that quintessentially was voted like the worst Sonic game ever made. I actually owned Sonic 2006 on the PlayStation 3. I played it for about an hour and a half, and I hated the game so fucking much because it was so buggy. I swear to God, I slammed my fucking controller down, and I fucking traded it in immediately because I hated it that fucking much, okay? So, I could definitely see different, you know, if I played the retro event, that would be awesome, nostalgic, right? And all those feelings of, you know, it's difficult, but also fun, because it's the games I played as a kid. If I get the Sonic Adventure Marathon, again, a different kind of nostalgia. Or the Sonic 06 Marathon would be complete frustration of me playing one of the worst games ever for an entire marathon and trying to get through it. It's all going to be, it's a different kind of thing. So I can't wait to see what the patrons will vote for, all right? But for us to hit this goal and do one of those marathons, we have to hit the funding level for this month. So please check out the link right there. Go to Patreon. Please pledge right now. I think, let me take a look actually at my calendar. There's a week, so wow, 11 days left in the month. 11 days to pledge to my Patreon to hit the goal. Right now, I think we're under by about $100, but that's fine. We still got plenty of time to go. But at the same time, I get the feeling some people who did large pledges last month, as usual, near the end of the month, are going to lower them. So please, if you want to see a cool Sonic marathon coming up in either late July or early August, pledge, pledge, pledge. All right, so that's announced tonight. In addition, I'm going to be doing other patron stuff behind the scenes. I actually have a private Q&A video and stuff to work on tonight, so I'll be working on that. But also, a few other things that, you know, little housekeeping things. If you are a patron for the month of May, your account should be upgraded on the kingofhate.com forums, and I need you to post up in the thread for this upcoming event, which is coming up very shortly. It's only coming up in about 2 weeks' time. Not even 2 weeks' time. I'm going to be playing Marathon with the patrons from May. Multiplayer with the patrons from May. Games like Overwatch and Uncharted 4 and Doom and stuff like that, Street Fighter 5, etc. But I need people to post up what games you want to play and what days you're available so that I have that information. Right now, a couple dozen people have posted up, but I expected like 20, 30, 40 people to post up because that's how many people pledged towards my Patreon in May. You know, I thought maybe all these people who pledged $5 were going to be doing it, but a lot of people haven't posted up yet. I don't know if they're just not able to or what the deal is, but you need to post up quickly because I need the information within about a week or so I can finalize the event and give you all the details, all right? So, kingofhate.com forums, if you were a patron in the month of May and you want to participate in the multiplayer, please go up and post and vote quickly. All right, now, let's talk about the schedule this week. Tomorrow will be a full day of gameplay, all right? I'm going to start off with a live stream of The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine DLC. From what I'm to understand, I'm actually pretty close to the end of the DLC. From what everyone's saying, I'm pretty much far along in the story, and another maybe one stream, and I may actually be able to finish off this DLC. Now, the thing is, I've heard that this DLC has a ton of side content. And I actually asked people, well, what kind of side content is it? Well, there's a couple more monster hunts, there's more treasure, which I don't care about. I don't care about high-level loot. It's the end of the game. I already beat the final boss. I don't really care about getting the highest level loot and all of that. And then, in addition to that, there's apparently one quest where you get the best sword in the game. And again, I'm like, I understand, like, if you're a super fan of Witcher and you want to get every piece of high-level stuff, maybe you want to do that. I like the game, but I certainly don't want to sit there doing this repetitive grinding side content just for the sake of getting gear that I'm never going to use besides maybe one more fight, you know what I mean? So at least in that regard, I'm not too interested. Now, if there are any other final side quests that I haven't done that people think are really interesting, please let me know. But as it is right now, it looks to me like I'm probably just going to be finishing off that DLC tomorrow if I can on stream with another 3.5 hours. Right now, I'm in the Fairy Tale Land part of the game. I've heard there's some good fun stuff there, and then it's kind of the end game of the DLC. So we'll see how it goes. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be playing more Persona 3. That's not going to be live streamed, though. I'm going to record that offline, and it'll be uploaded to DSP Gaming. So, 2 RPGs for you tomorrow, kind of an RPG overload. Starting on Tuesday, I'm going to start playing this week's new releases, which are Mighty No. 9. Yeah, if you can believe it, Mighty No. 9 is finally fucking releasing on Tuesday. And a Resident Evil Umbrella Corps, which is supposed to be a hybrid of Resident Evil zombies with like first-person shooting gameplay. It's supposed to be an online shooter with competitive and cooperative modes. It's only $30, which is why I decided to check it out. If this were a full-fledged $60 game, I'll be honest with you, I probably would have said screw this. But it's a discounted half-price title. I think they realize that this is just kind of a title for you to just mess around with. It's not something that's going to be like a serious AAA level game, and it might end up being fun. So those are the 2 new releases for this week. I'm going to start covering those on Tuesday. Mighty No. 9 will be on stream first, and then Umbrella Corps later in the day. Same thing on Wednesday. And then I'm going to see, after Tuesday and Wednesday, how far am I along in these games? How much longer do I have? Because I basically want to balance out, the rest of the week with, how much time I have to finish up the games, okay? Now, later on in the week, let's say Thursday, Friday, I finish up Mighty No. 9. I'm going to review it. I'm going to do a full review for KO Gaming, just like I've been doing with all my other reviews, so that'll be released around the end of the week. Same thing for Umbrella Corps. If I say I play the game and I play it 2-3 sessions and I think I've seen all the stuff in it, I'm going to do a review of it for KO Gaming, all right? Now, in addition to all of that stuff, later on in the week, if I have time, let's say I finish up with some of the stuff, all right? I may do more Persona 3. I want to do more Persona 3. I want to get as far as I can in Persona 3 because I want to try to finish it hopefully by the end of July so that I can move on with other stuff and not have this lingering RPG going on forever and ever, okay? So that's kind of the goal, is to play more Persona 3 in between the cracks of the other games that I'm playing. Now, there is potential that maybe at some point during the week, let's say the weekend, maybe I finish all the new games for this week. Then maybe I'll do some multiplayer of other stuff. Keep in mind, there's been games that I've been playing that I really enjoyed. Like Doom, which I played at the beginning of May. I really loved the multiplayer. I did 2 sessions of it, and then I never really had a chance to get back to it. So maybe I'll do another session of Doom. I did enjoy very much playing Overwatch this past weekend, so there is a possibility I'll play more Overwatch. I actually played with characters like Torbjorn and Junkrat, and characters I hadn't played with a lot, originally, and I had a lot of fun with the variety of gameplay, so maybe I'll do that this weekend if I have time. We'll have to see how things go, alright? But that's the general gist of this week, alright? You're going to see Witcher 3 hopefully concluding, and Persona 3 on Monday. You're going to see Mighty No. 9 and Umbrella Chronicle, I keep saying Umbrella Chronicles. Resident Evil Umbrella Core balanced throughout the week. You're going to see reviews of those eventually releasing, and you may see Persona 3 and maybe Overwatch or Doom multiplayer mixed in there for the rest of the week, okay? Now, there will be a new DSP Tries It. Actually, when I was at the supermarket today, I saw something I thought that would be perfect for a new DSP Tries It. I got it, so that will be a new DSP Tries It this week. That's good, right? And we'll see what else happens. If something else happens, there's something worth vlogging about or something like that, great, okay? If not, not a big deal, but for the most part, we'll see what happens. I've been playing it by ear. I've been enjoying playing it by ear because it gives me the flexibility to, like, for example, this weekend, right? This weekend, I ended up being out way later than I thought Saturday night. I didn't even get to go grocery shopping, so I said I'll pull an Audible on Sunday, but then I'll release my best of E3 countdown early, and then I'll do all gameplay on Monday. I like having that flexibility where on the fly I can adjust it, which is why you should follow me over here on Twitter at TheyCallMeDSP, because that's where I announce these sudden schedule changes that may happen. A lot of people today apparently were shocked that I didn't live stream when I said I was going to. That you have to follow me on Twitter. That's how you find out that information and when things change on the fly, okay? All right, so outside of all that, there's not much else to talk about. I just want to let everyone know that coming up the end of the month is going to be very busy. We've got Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens co-op that I'll be doing with Leanna when she's not working. The new game Inside from the makers of Limbo. In addition, supposedly Ibuki and the story mode for Street Fighter V are all supposed to release. Plus, at the end of that, meaning the first couple days of July, I'm going to be doing the multiplayer event with patrons from the month of May. So there's a ton of stuff going on. FYI, the reason I'm bringing this up, Ask the King. Originally, I thought I was going to do it the very last week of June. I'm delaying it until the first week of July. So right now, the next episode of Ask the King is scheduled for Thursday, July 7th. Post up your questions for Ask the King on the kingofhate.com forums now. I have not mentioned this recently at all for the past 2 months, so there's almost no questions posted. It's my fault because I didn't bring it up. Check the description of this video. I will put a link up to Ask the King on the forums. Please post up because the more questions I have, the better the show is. And last show was really good because we got a bunch of questions, so please post up if you can. I'll have more information on that for you next week as we get closer to it. All right. That is it, everyone. Thank you for watching the weekend preview. Thank you for watching the streams. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for sharing and enjoying the stuff on KO Gaming. Thank you for the great viewership on the E3 coverage I did this week. I am incredibly pleased with everyone and everything going on right now. I couldn't be happier. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep this going throughout the summer, and I'll see you for new gameplay tomorrow. Peace out, everyone. Have a good night, and without further ado, thanks to the following May patrons who made this upcoming multiplayer event possible. Peace out. See you next week.